Now, it's 13 minutes to 7. One of Northern Seoul's most famous clubs is celebrating its 50th anniversary this weekend.
Yes, the Wigan Casino no longer exists in physical form, but its spirit lives on in Blackpool. Well, our arts correspondent, David Selito, is there. David, morning to you. Show us around, because we said it lives on in spirit, and that's what this is all about, the spirit.
Yeah, we are in Blackpool, but we are here celebrating Wigan at the moment, and an extraordinary club that began September the 23rd, 1973. And how else would you celebrate an all-night than to have people at 6:47 in the morning dancing? They are going mad this morning. Welcome to the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. We are celebrating with 4,000 people a club that began 50 years ago. And if any club deserves the name of being legendary, it is the Wigan Casino. And we are celebrating how it essentially transformed a culture and is living on today. And I've been catching up with a few of the people from back in the 1970s who went to the original Wigan Casino.
Do you want me to get down on my knees, beg you, baby, please, cry a million tears?
The fabled Wigan Casino in its 70s heyday, and one of the few nights a camera was allowed in for a film about young people who travelled from across the country to dance all night to what had become known as Northern Seoul.
I suddenly saw this amazing dancing going on, and that was mesmerising. Entirely of their own invention, these kids had come up with something that was theirs, the focus of their week. Different.
Take it easy, please! Take it easy, don't push!
There is even a blue plaque to it, but the casino itself has long gone. In its place, as you can see, is a shopping centre. But while the casino is gone, many are still keeping the faith, such as Gideon here and Sandy.
Alexa, play The Night by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
And they've still got it.
It was a Wednesday, and when I first walked in, I was like, whoa.
What was different about it when you walked in?
It was just pulsating, and the atmosphere was just amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could feel it. And actually, hers are standing up on my arms, literally
yeah.
now, look. That feeling I get even now after how many decades, I can't describe what he's just said
45 years. There'll never be another Wigan Casino, never, ever.
Also in the film, young Chris from Lee, who was a bit worried about telling her dad where she was going.
And I told my mum how much I liked it, and she figured, like, you know, that I want to go every week. And she says, well, you're going to have to tell your dad, because he's got an idea anyway, you know. But she said, I'm not telling him.
45 years on, we tracked her down.
Did your dad ever approve of you going?
Well, he knew about it when he saw it filmed, didn't he? That showed you how bright I was. I'm not sharpest knife at box.
Do you miss these days?
Yeah, because it was special. Once you got into Northern, you don't lose it. It's like another family. Once you're in for life.
You're fantastic.
Nah.
Looking at these days, what was it like in there?
Oh, it was banging. Like, you go and sweat was dripping off walls. And as soon as you walked through the door, you was on it, because the music was going poof, poof, poof. It didn't matter.
How did you do it all night? I mean,
yeah,
8
well,
hours of dancing.
Some of us had a bit of help, but it's one of them.
I'm not asking any questions. I saw that and I thought, I want to meet her. I want to meet her. You are a star, and I found you. I found you.
Changed.
Nothing has changed.
I think
still
not got a posh accent.
You around everywhere in town, want to cry.
Northern Soul. It wasn't just Wigan, it was a family, a community. And 50 years on, thousands are still keeping the faith.
And you can see, well, we are all still keeping the faith here this morning. I cannot believe how much energy everyone's got here. Debbie, if you can... you're a remarkable dancer.
Thank you.
You're way too young to remember Wigan, I'm guessing.
Not at all, no. I'm 63 next year, and my years at Wigan from 75 to 78. I joined the Air Force at the beginning of 78 and then sort of left that behind me. And yeah, so a true Wiganer, hence being here for the 50th anniversary. Emotional, amazing.
What's it about? Why?
Well, I think back in the 70s when they had these sort of depression times, and then obviously we had the infamous guys going over to America and bringing back all those sort of singles that weren't sort of linked to Motown, linked to whatever they were. They brought them all back, and as soon as all that music just hit the streets, particularly in the north, in the 70s particularly, Northern Soul just exploded.
Debbie, I'll let you carry on dancing. Now, there's one man who was also there on the opening night. You weren't actually DJing at the time, but Richard, this is your event. How many people are coming here?
Good morning, David. Well, there's going to be thousands here from all over the world, actually, not just the UK.
There's a plane load from Australia, isn't there?
There's 70 from Australia, but we've got people from America. Just a lot of people coming back for a reunion that we haven't seen the like of ever, I don't think, on the Northern Soul scene.
There were many clubs. I mean, everyone talks about, you know, the Twisted Wheel in Manchester, the Torch in Stoke. There were clubs in Wolverhampton.
In Wolverhampton, very important.
But what was it about Wigan that was so special?
Well, I think the timing for Wigan was perfect because the scene had built up through those venues you've mentioned, which had all, unfortunately, had to close for one reason or another. Wigan was there when there was a vacuum created. People were looking for somewhere to go every weekend to hear these records you wouldn't hear anywhere else. And it was the perfect venue, held about 1,500 people.
Didn't it all die 42 years ago when the club... Wasn't that the end of Northern Soul?
Well, I think a lot of us did think that at the time. We thought that the music, you know, would just morph into something else. But you can't keep good music down, can you? It's rather like Tamla Motown. It's the music that loves us back. It's the music of our lives. And people, you know, it's a very emotional weekend this is going to be. The music's very important, but also the reunion, the meeting old friends, is going to be pretty special here in Blackpool.
There are a lot of people who are also remembering, I mean, you know, lost friends. They've been going to funerals. There was a chap called Wayne Hackett was mentioned, and they said everyone had been going to, you know, they wanted their last respect. And you know,
we've lost some fantastic DJs that would be here this weekend. John Poole from Nottingham, Steve Whittle from Wigan, and Chris King from Nottingham. I'm getting emotional just talking about those guys. If you saw them on stage, they'd blow you away. And they're no longer with us. We haven't got them anymore. So we've got to soldier on without them, but in their memory.
Richard, thank you so much. I'm going to call Chris. I hear a rumour. Were you there on the opening night?
I was, yes. I was there on the opening night. I went to regular events, but not every week. Because
so, September the 23rd, 1973, you were there?
Yeah, I were there.
What does this mean to you?
Oh, I can't believe that it's still going and that I'm still here at this age to enjoy it.
You're a fantastic dancer. It keeps you young.
Well, so they say.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go back. Well, there it is. If you want to stay young, I have the perfect recipe for you. Northern Soul. There's going to be 4,000 people here, and I think the only thing you can say at the end of it, they talk about keeping the faith. This lot, Julian here, all of them, they are truly keeping the faith.
I'm loving the moves there and loving the vibe of this.
I could watch that all day.
Look at that. That's very impressive.
Exhausted just looking at that.
Makes me want to dance.
4 minutes to 7. It does not make me want to dance in the slightest.
There you go. Yin and yang.